Your Excellency, Minister David Van Weel, distinguished colleagues and delegates, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to welcome Minister Van Weel and the Dutch delegation to Jakarta. Today we meet as an equal partner, united in shaping our common goal of prosperous, sustainable and forward-looking future. 2 weeks ago, on September 26th, President Prabowo was warmly received by His Majesty King Willem-Alexander in the Netherlands. We appreciate the cordial reception extended by His Majesty and the Dutch government. And President Prabowo's visit was highlighted by a remarkable milestone as the government of the Netherlands announced the repatriation of the Java man fossils from the Dubois collection. And this decision actually goes beyond archaeological exchange. It symbolizes a shared history, reconciliation and mutual trust, as well as creating new opportunities for collaboration in research, conservation and public education. And building on this momentum, we have also reached another pivotal milestone today with the launch of the Plan of Action of 2026-2029. And this plan offers concrete roadmap to deepen our comprehensive partnership for the benefit of both of our nations. And one key factors of this partnership will be the Indonesia-EU CEPA that will significantly strengthen our cooperation by broadening market access, attracting high quality and sustainable investment, and ensuring fair and balanced trade. Ladies and gentlemen, we also had an in-depth discussion on a wide variety of issues, focusing on concrete collaboration to achieve the shared objectives and advance our respective national priorities. One key area is cooperation on food security, where we will cooperate to modernize the agricultural sector and also strengthen a sustainable and resilient food system. The Dutch expertise in agriculture and vocational training will be instrumental in boosting the productivity and resilience. In this context, we welcome the continuation of cooperation through the MOU of NISCOPS that we have just signed. This initiative supports palm oil production, strengthen smallholders' livelihoods and advance also the Sustainable Development Goals. Ladies and gentlemen, as seafaring nations, we need to build a strategic maritime partnership, including developing maritime connectivity and water management to address climate change, flooding, and land subsidence. We look forward to the bilateral maritime forum being held in the Netherlands next year as an effective forum to discuss concrete cooperation in maritime safety, logistics, IUU fishing, and blue economy. Looking toward the future of our partnership, we also discuss cooperation in future-oriented technologies, where we propose to collaborate in the fields of semiconductors. Also, His Excellency mentioned there's so many long supply chain that we need to focus on, and we also would like to mention that in this effort we want to focus on research, education, chip design, and also investment. It will help Indonesian position as a hub for innovation and talent, and integrate the country into the global supply chain. Beyond our bilateral agenda, we also discuss about the situation in our region and also global issues of mutual concern. We talk about the Ukraine. We also address the situation on Palestine, and we both are in the same agreement and in the same support supporting two-state solutions. And Indonesia also reiterates its call for an immediate end to the catastrophic humanitarian crisis in Gaza, and also what we can contribute on the peace process in Ukraine. On regional issues, we reaffirm that ASEAN will remain central to fostering a peaceful, rules-based Indo-Pacific, and also very instrumental in building dialogue and mutual trust. And furthermore, we're committed to fostering a stable, prosperous, and more resilient region. Excellency, Indonesia sees the Netherlands as a trusted partner. We share a long history together, and what we learn from the past will also be, as you mentioned, very good foundation on how to create a better future for both of our countries. And this partnership, we hope, will be last and endures for generations to come. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, Minister Sugiono, for your warm welcome and your generous hospitality. This was our first meeting, but we quickly discovered that we have more in common than just our current roles. We both have a military background, followed by careers in public service. It was a true pleasure to get to know you, and I look forward to cooperating with you for a long time in the future. And it's also meaningful for me to be here and experience Indonesia firsthand, as my first visit as Minister of Foreign Affairs to Asia is here to Indonesia, a country with which the Netherlands, of course, shares a long, strong, and dynamic relationship, rooted in history, but more importantly, defined by close cooperation in the present and a shared vision for the future. And this was underlined by President Prabowo's recent visit to the Netherlands, where he was warmly welcomed by our King and Queen. During that time of visit, following the advice of an independent Colonial Collections Committee, as mentioned, the return of the famous Dubois collection was announced, some 28,000 objects of invaluable historical and significant importance. I would like to express my gratitude to the Dutch committee and their Indonesian counterpart, Timbre Patriasi, for their invaluable cooperation in making this return possible. Ladies and gentlemen, the partnership between Indonesia and the Netherlands is broad and it is growing. It includes political dialogue, economic cooperation, cultural exchange, and very strong people-to-people connection. And my visit today builds on that foundation and reflects our shared ambition to deepen our partnership in the years ahead. Indonesia is a key partner on the global stage. As the largest economy in ASEAN, a G20 member, and now a BRICS member, and a country seeking OECD membership, Indonesia brings a strong and independent voice to the international arena. In an increasingly divided, multipolar world, we greatly value Indonesia's bridge-building role and its principled support for a rules-based international order. As the Netherlands, we aim to be a stable, reliable, and predictable partner to Indonesia. Minister Sugiono and I had open and constructive discussions on a wide range of topics. We talked, as he just mentioned, about the ongoing Russian aggression in Ukraine, and we also went into depth to the devastating conflict between Israel and Hamas and the Gaza peace plan presented by President Trump in particular. The agreement that seems to have been reached by Israel and Hamas is a significant step and a historical turning point for peace and stability in the Middle East. It can put an end to 2 years of unimaginable suffering, but the full implementation of this plan is crucial. And that starts with the release of hostages, the unhindered access for humanitarian aid, and the cessation of all hostilities. I commend Indonesia for the constructive role you played in the realization of this plan, and it shows that Indonesia is a key player well beyond its own region. Throughout our conversations, we reaffirmed our shared values, human rights, international law, and multilateralism. And we also looked ahead. How can we work together to address today's global challenges, from climate change and sustainable development to regional security and food security? Our countries are already doing a great deal together. In 2023, we gave a fresh momentum to our joint declaration on a comprehensive partnership, with tangible results to show for it. The signing of a €300 million Memorandum of Understanding between Indonesia and Invest International in February, one of the largest Dutch trade missions to Indonesia last June, focused on water, maritime cooperation and horticulture, an upcoming visit to the Indo-Pacific with a Dutch frigate currently planned for next year, an ongoing collaboration in ASEAN, and support from the Netherlands for Indonesia's OECD accession process. Today's visit builds on those achievements and marks the beginning of a new phase. In the coming period, we will develop our joint plan of action for further shaping our cooperation. Bilaterally, in key areas such as water management, energy and food security, and regionally in the Indo-Pacific, with a focus on maritime security and as mutual gateways. With the Netherlands as Indonesia's entry point to the EU and Indonesia as our gateway to ASEAN. And multilateral through diplomatic coordination to promote our shared values and interests. And a concrete example of this was the signing that we just did of the NISCOPS II Memorandum of Understanding, a joint effort by the Netherlands, Indonesia and the UK to make all supply chains more sustainable and more inclusive, with a special focus on smallholder farms and reducing deforestation. We also discussed our strong economic ties, a key pillar of our cooperation. Indonesia's large young population and growing middle class make it an increasingly attractive market for Dutch businesses. And we're proud to be and hope to remain the largest European investor in Indonesia. And we're eager to continue supporting sustainable, inclusive growth. There are countless opportunities ahead, and seizing them is a shared priority. President Prabowo's visit to the Netherlands, his first visit to an EU member state following the conclusions of the CEPA negotiations, underlines his shared commitment. It sent a clear message to businesses in both our countries that mutual trade and investments are more important than ever. Then finally, on a lighter note, there is something else that binds our countries, and that is football. Yesterday, Indonesia played an important match with none other than Patrick Kluivert as your national coach. As a Dutchman, of course, I take special pride in seeing such a football legend contribute to Indonesia's sporting success. And even if the result of yesterday's match was slightly disappointing, and my apologies for the Dutch part in that, there's still a chance for Indonesia to qualify for the World Cup, and I wish the team best of luck. Ladies and gentlemen, in a world facing serious challenges, we need strong partnerships, grounded in trust, shared values, and common goals. In Indonesia, the Netherlands sees not only a trusted friend, but a strategic partner, and let us continue to build on a greener, safer, and more inclusive world together. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency. Thank you very much. Thank you. I won't take it responsible.